Tune into the Green and Growing program on Eagle Community Television with Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Agent. Holly will identify common lawn and garden issues and provide up-to-date information weekdays at noon and 9 p.m. on Channel 14. Green and Growing. Brought to you by Eagle Community Television and Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40 next to the Bickle Schmidt Sports Complex.
If you have junipers, cedars, or spruce trees in your landscape, you might be on the lookout for a very common pest in our area, and that's the bagworm. Now, bagworms are one of those pests that can really attack just about any type of plant, but they prefer these types of evergreens. And they do start to hatch from their eggs out of these old bagworm cases in around May. But towards the end of June, most of those have hatched, and that's the ideal time to go ahead and treat for them. So if you're out scouting your plants, you need to look very carefully at this time because they're still very tiny. And I have some little babies here. It'll be kind of maybe a little more difficult to see, but they're only about 1/4 of an inch long at this time. So they're just starting to create those bags and really starting to do some feeding. Now this is the time of year to treat because these are so small and they're easy to control. If we should wait until later on in the summer when the bags get some size to them and they start to get, you know, a good length to them, about 1 inch or bigger, then they're more protected by that bag and those insecticidal treatments will not be as effective. So you want to make sure and treat them when they're relatively small and actively feeding, which they are at the end of June through the beginning of July. Now there are many different things to treat bagworms with. Essentially anything labeled for caterpillars would be effective on them. Some of the more common products that people will use include products like orthene, malathion, 7, permethrin, some of those common insecticides that you can find in lots of different trade names out on the market. Like I said, there's many different products available. One of the biggest key things when treating bagworms is timing. So you want to make sure, like I mentioned earlier, to get that timing right. And around the end of June, early July is the best time to go ahead and treat for bagworms. The other thing to think about with bagworms is thorough coverage. So not only are bagworms on the outer branches, but you want to make sure and treat the inner branches and the limbs as well. So make sure that you get thorough spray coverage of that entire plant to ensure that you have good bagworm control. If you have questions about bagworms or any other insect problems in the landscape, please contact your local extension office for more information. Reporting for K-State Research and Extension and Eagle TV, I'm Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Extension Agent.
Tune into the Green and Growing program on Eagle Community Television with Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Agent. Holly will identify common lawn and garden issues and provide up-to-date information weekdays at noon and 9 p.m. on Channel 14. Green and Growing. Brought to you by Eagle Community Television and Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40 next to the Bickle Schmidt Sports Complex.